Hello and welcome to Ironside Sheets. What book am I going over today, you may ask? Well, none other than this one, The Kite Runner by it was pronounced Khaled Hosseini at the beginning of the audiobook. I have read this one before, but it was a long time ago that I read it. About 6, 8 years ago, maybe 10. Oh, might have been about a decade. Anyway, this book is it's shiny. Jeez. There you go. This book is as brutal as I remember it, but wickedly beautiful too. What's this book about, you may ask? And I'm sure you've read it already, but what is this book about? Oh, hold on. Pardon me. Sweat. Why? Because I'm always moving. And no, not that I'm just sitting here and sweat. No. It's finished up some of my exercises for the week. Anyway, what is this book about? Well, it's about a boy who can never get his father's approval. And when he finally does, it's only after tragedy and loss. Amir is a young boy in Afghanistan, if I'm not mistaken. I hope that's correct. I'm going to assume I am correct. He grows up in a rich house. His father is rich. He's a multi-business owner, and he grows with his friend Hassan, who, because of ethnicity, is a servant rather than a normal human being to them. However, Hassan's father grew up with Amir's father. Hassan's grandfather, or not Hassan's grandfather, Amir's grandfather took in Hassan's father, and the two boys grew up together. Then they had their own children, and they grew up together. Hassan and Amir and Hassan, to keep the main character first, live as children do. They're wonderful friends, inseparable. However, Amir is a little bit, he's mean to Hassan, but he's mean because he's jealous of him. And he knows it. He knows he's jealous. The thing is that Amir's quite the coward. He can never stand up to himself. He can't really fight for anything. Nothing. It's not even about violence. It's about just being able to stand up for what you believe in. And oh my God, they've been making that noise all day. I don't know if you can hear the banging. Amir's dad is like, sometimes I can't even believe he's my son. However, he took after his mother. His mother was a quieter person. Hassan, on the other hand, is very much what Amir's father wanted him to be. He never tells a lie. He stands up for what he believes in, and though he doesn't like to harm others, he will if he needs to. Then one day, Amir and Hassan are playing this game, or are in a kite running tournament. What they do is they get these really nice kites, and they put tar glass all across the string. So that way, when done properly, you can cut other people's strings and make their kites sail away. Last person standing wins. Amir's dad says, maybe you'll win the tournament this year. Maybe. Amir has a mission. And not only, and this is like real spoiler territory, not only does he win, his father is amazed. But Hassan is the best kite runner, which is the person who goes and finds the kite or grabs a kite that has been cut down. The prize is the second to last standing. That's the prize kite. Each and every time, it's the prize kite. And Hassan is the best kite runner ever. Like, no matter where the kite's going, what's going on, I'm going to turn this camera just a little bit. There we go. No matter where the kite's going, no matter what's going on, Hassan just knows where it's going to show up. And he's like, yeah, I'll wait. It's not coming this way. It's the opposite direction. He's like, just trust me. And then, sure enough, he stands up, the kite floats into his arms. Magic. It's more like an innate sense of how the weather works, but Hassan's a genius at it. Hassan goes and runs that kite, the last kite. Amir's going out after him after a while, looking for it, and looking for Hassan, hoping that he's okay. Well, and mind you, they're kids. They're like 12, 13. Amir does find Hassan eventually at night, but he's being confronted by three boys. And these three boys are ones that Hassan and Amir have already been confronted by. Amir and Hassan were being confronted by Asif and his two friends, and Amir said, or Hassan, who's deadly with a slingshot, tells him, they're going to have to start calling you One-Eyed Asif. Asif backs up because he knows he means it, and he says, I'm nothing if not patient. Well, Asif and the two boys tell him, hey, give us the kite, you're free to go. And Hassan's like, no, this is for Amir John. John being the... Man, I'm having a hard time thinking. John being the endearing term added on top of people's names in order to say like, oh, like, oh, it's a term of endearment and convey. It's used to convey. Oh my God, what's happening to me? It's used to convey not compassion. Yes, endearment. Oh, affection. Oh my God. It's used to convey affection. And this is from Mirjan. And he said, just give me the kite. You'll be fine. Just go. Give us the kite and you get to go. Hassan refuses. He's loyal to the end when it comes down to Amir. So Asif, the leader, says, okay, I've changed my price. But it's not going to cost you the kite anymore, but it's still going to cost you. Well, he has the two friends grab and pin Hassan. They pull down his pants. Asif does the deed, even though his friend, he's actually going to have all three of them do it. But Asif's friends were like, isn't that like real sin? You're like, no. And then he's like, fine, I'll do it. It's not a sin if we're just teaching someone a lesson. Amir is traumatized. He sees the whole thing. But, and this is a recurring theme, he can't bring himself to defend anybody. And he's crushed by this because he knows Hassan's hurting. He eventually starts blaming things on Hassan because he just can't stand to see him anymore. He keeps away from him and he isolates himself. He's even happy that school's coming back now because it means that he doesn't have to see Hassan all day until he comes home. And Hassan, as traumatized as he is, moves on from it. He is depressed for a while and he does feel awful, but he manages to separate himself from it, and he wants to rekindle his friendship with Amir, but he doesn't know what happened. Amir blames him for stealing one of his gifts that his father gave him after his birthday. Hassan says, yes, I did it. Amir's dad says, okay, I forgive you, it's fine. Everyone's like, what? But Hassan's father says, no, we're leaving. That's it. And Amir's dad cries. He's the pinnacle of strength and power and what it means to be a man. There are rumors that he wrestled a bear when he was younger. And most people, they'd be like, yeah, whatever. But no one confronts him because not only does he have a claw mark on one of his arms, he's just a powerful man. That's bad enough. War starts to tear through Afghanistan. Amir and his father move to the United States. His father gets cancer. It's inoperable. He's dying. Amir finds some level of courage. He meets a woman, and in Afghan tradition, he asks his father to go ask for the woman's hand. From her father, that is. His father does. They forego their honeymoon phase because they really want his father to be there for the wedding. And or it's like a dating phase. They really want his father to be there for the wedding. They go through with it. Amir's father passes away. They try for a child. They can't. And I'll leave the rest up to you to read. It's an amazing book. It's brutal. It's emotional. And you feel for Amir because when he goes through the trauma of seeing his best friend be traumatized, raped, and I'm just going to say it, he's still a kid. And he blames himself for not standing up for Hassan. And yes, he is mean to Hassan quite often. And he recognizes it. He knows it. And he tries to make up for it little by little. Like if it's a small problem, sorry, I have my hand so close to the camera. If it's a small thing, a misdeed, he tries to bring it back up with something else. Give him something. Let him use something. And it's not right, but it's not totally wrong. And he's a kid. But he's so hard on himself. And maybe not to that degree. And if you do, if you have that to that degree, I'm sorry, and perhaps seek professional help. But when he can't let go of it, he can't come to forgive himself and understand that he was just a child. What was he supposed to do? What was he supposed to do? We all have that. We all feel that we should have done more. We could have done this. We could have done that. And we're so hard on ourselves. But it's just, remember, you're a child, or you were naive then, but you need to grow and move past it. And yes, let that fuel you, but so that you don't make the same mistake twice. This story is about trauma and emotion and kinship and hardship and redemption. It's a wonderful book. If you haven't given it a shot, please do so. I give it 4.5 stars out of 5. It's amazing. Now, what makes it so emotional? You feel the friendship between Hassan and Amir. You feel his jealousy towards Hassan. You feel the frustration he has towards his father, Amir, that is, because he can never get his father's approval. But you also get the warmth he gets from his father's business partner, who actually supports him. You see Amir struggle. You see him struggle with Hassan's problems. And it's difficult. It's all difficult. Any lightheartedness is just immediately engulfed by some kind of hardship, some kind of problem, some kind of trauma, frustration, anything, anger, rage. It's all there, plain, but all hidden to individuals' points of view. It's a brutal book, an amazing book, one worth reading. Give it a try if you haven't. And that'll do it for this week's review. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you think someone else will like it, share it. And I am an author. I'm not the best author in the whole wide world. I'm not, definitely not as good as Khaled Hosseini. But you can find my books in the description down below. And you can also find other reviews I've written that aren't necessarily here on YouTube. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully in about a week. See ya.